Okay, what's going on, everybody? We are going to continue in our Siach Sarfei Kodesh video series. I think this is video number 3. And in this video, we are going to learn more about Rebbe Nachman's early life and the Bris of Rebbe Nachman. Right? So we finished off last video that Rebbe Nachman was born in Medzebuz, and his Bris was on Shabbos Agodol. Okay? So his Bris was on Shabbos Agodol, and he was called the name Nachman after his grandfather, Rabbi Nachman Horodunker, right? And it says over here, the story goes that at the bris were his 2 holy uncles, the Baal Degel Machane Ephraim and Rav Baruch of Medzebuz, who were brothers of his mother Fega, right? The daughters of Adol, who was the daughter of the Baal Shem Tov, right? After the bris, Rabbi Baruch went over to his sister Fega, the mother of Rabbi Nachman, and he gave her a bracha. Fega, Hashem should help you that you will bring up this child in Torah and to the chuppah and to ma'asim tovim, to good deeds, right? Regular basic bracha, right? And Fega said to him, Baruch la, please bless him that they will not, as he grows up, that they will not be cholik on him, that they will not go against him, right? And it says over here in the footnote that why did she ask this? Because she was a balas ruach hakodesh, right? And she knew that there was going to be a machlokes on him, right? So she asked Rav Baruch of Medzebuz, please bless Rabbi Nachman that when he grows up, that there should not be machlokes on him. But Rabbi Baruch said, this is not possible. This has to be, it's chayav liyos, meaning that this is something that's going to have to happen, and it's clear that people are going to be forced to argue on it. And there's a big footnote here, and it explains a lot of the things. But basic is that yes, Rabbi Nachman was such a powerful force in the world that there has to be something going, to fight him and to argue with him. It says over here that the mother of Rabbi Nachman raised him from the day of his birth in great holiness, and she would not nurse him without doing netilas yadayim for her and for the child. And this was written in the Ksav Yad of Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac mi Bucharest. Okay. One time when Rabbi Nachman was 1 or 2 years old, his mother, Fega, had to go travel somewhere, and at the same time in Medzebuz where they lived was the Rav HaKadosh Rabbi Chaim Krasner, who was a student of the Baal Shem Tov, okay? Who came to daven at the Baal Shem Tov's kever, right? And she left Rabbi Nachman with this tzaddik, Rabbi Chaim Krasner, and she told him, I'm leaving the child with you while I go travel, right? And when she came back, Rabbi Chaim Krasner, who was watching Rabbi Nachman, told her, how much hishtadlus, how much effort he did to watch over this child, Rabbi Nachman. And he said that I watched him so much that I even did not wake up for chatzos that one night or whatever, the 2 nights that he was watching him, right? He did not want to wake up Rabbi Nachman even by a small chance that he would have to get up, to do chatzos, so he was just taking care. I guess this piece is showing us how much they cared about this child, Rabbi Nachman. He was very, very special. Everybody knew that he was very, very special, right? One time, Rabbi Nachman praised himself, and he's told over that when he was a small child, right, he was about 3 or 4 years old, that when his mother would wash him and comb his hair, or whatever, or something like that, he would not cry at all, right? Because he understood that when he was a child, that already in this world you have to suffer a little bit, and And so he realized that there's no point of crying because this is part of life. Another time when Rabbi Nachman was 3 or 4 years old, his mother put him down to bed in a beautiful little bed to go to sleep, right? And now, once Rabbi Nachman realized that his mother was sleeping, he would go and he would run to the tzion of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh. I wonder how far his house was from the tzion over there in Medzebuz. Probably not far at all. And he would daven over there that Hashem should help him, that he should help him come close to Hashem, right? And Rabbi Nachman was very rugged on this. He did this a lot until he was considered a ben bayis by his grandfather's care. He was always there. Very interesting stuff over here, right? Okay, another piece over here. Rabbi Nachman grew up in Medzebuz, right? We know this already. In the house of the Baal Shem Tov that his parents got as a Yerusha from the Baal Shem Tov's son, Rav Tzvi, who we spoke about in a different video. And in this house, many big tzaddikim would gather there all the time. And they would all talk about the avodas of the Baal Shem Tov and different things about avodas Hashem, right? And each one would say in great detail what his dealings was with the Baal Shem Tov. And from these stories was the main hisayrus of Rabbi Nachman to serve Hashem. Right? Rabbi Nachman said that this helped me a lot in my avodas Hashem, and this is also explained in Likutei in Siach Sarfei. Right? And Rabbi Nachman also talks about that the Sipurei Maisis of tzaddikim is a very, very great thing, and when you hear them, it awakens your soul to serve Hashem more. Okay. Around 18 years after the passing of the Baal Shem Tov, the majority of his people, of the Baal Shem Tov's students and followers, they were still alive, right? There was a story where his group decided to travel from Medzebuz Lipoilana, about 50 kilometers away from each other. They wanted to go to the house of the Talmid Yaakov Yosef, right? Who was one of the first Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov, right? And Rabbi Nachman really wanted to go with them, and he asked them to take him with him, but they did not want to take him because he was still a small child. But Rabbi Nachman was a great akshan. He was stubborn in regarding to certain things that had to do with kedusha, right? So he stood on the wagon, and Rabbi Nachman, he went on the side of the wagon, and the wagon started going, and what's it called? And Rabbi Nachman did not leave it, right? And when one of the tzaddikim of this group saw that Rabbi Nachman had such great stubbornness that he wanted to go with them, right? He reached outside the wagon and he pulled up Rabbi Nachman inside the carriage or whatever it was, and Rabbi Nachman went with them to Poilina, right? And he saw the Talmid Yaakov Yosef. And Rabbi Nachman, when he told him the story, he said, "I had great appreciation for what this tzaddik did to me by pulling me into the wagon." And it's possible that this tzaddik who pulled him into the wagon was Rabbi Chaim Krasner, who we spoke about before, who washed Rabbi Nachman. And this story, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender heard it from Rav Baruch of Medzebuz, who will learn who that is also. Last piece for today. The next video we're going to learn about Rabbi Nachman's marriage, his first marriage. This last piece says that it seems to be that when Rabbi Nachman was born in Medzebuz, right, and he lived there, and all the tzaddikim would come there, it's possible, meaning that they're saying it's reasonable to say that he met the tzaddikim Rabbi Zushia of Anapoli and Rabbi Elimelech of Zhensk, and also Rabbi Pinchas of Koretz. Ach ein hadavar mivar, but there's no clear, answer regarding this, if he had ever actually met them or not. And that is information about Rebbe Nachman today.